Hey, welcome back. As you can see, we've got some tile backer board on the walls for the tub surround. There's a whole slew of different product available out there for high moisture areas, specifically for your bathtub surround shower combination like we're doing right here. This particular product, the reason I like this one for this particular application, it has number one, it's made out of 95% recycled materials, which is a bonus. That's a big plus. Also, the fact is that it's heavier than some of the other product that's available out on the market today, which gives us a little extra rigidness, a little more tensile strength, and it's a lot easier to work with as far as doing your cuts. You can actually cut this material with a handsaw or even your table saw. So that's the reason we're using fiber rock in this particular project. The methodology of installation, it's pretty simple actually, where I just was going to show you this one smaller piece, because it's lighter. Now, where we're joining the aqua board to the existing drywall that's in the house, what we've done is, instead of trying to cut this sheet out to make it fit into where I originally cut, because the board is 36 inches wide, we're going to take this right back to 36, because we are tiling this whole wall. So the more material, the more tile board we have here, hey, the better. You can see a piece of plywood up here at the top. What this is a plywood cleat. It's about 6 inches wide. You can see the drywall screws on this side, so there's a big bead of construction adhesive right down the full length of the wall. And we tuck that in front of the vapor barrier, screw it in place. Another bead of construction adhesive. We apply the tile backer board and again screw it. You'll notice that the screws on this side are drywall screws. Over here they're a little different. These are for specifically made for tile backer board or cement backer board. So the reason that they make it for this application is because they have a coating on the screw. So you know, in the long run, you don't want to see if there is any moisture, etc. You don't want the screws to rust. So use the applicable screws that are made for the application. So we'll just put a bit of the construction adhesive up here. Put your board in place. Like so. And then we drop some screws in. As soon as you see that little kind of puff of dust there, that usually indicates that the screw is properly seated in there. It helps being 6'4" too. We'll have to put a ladder on the side of the tub. So there you have it. One thing I did notice, and it never hurts also, for some reason this particular wall in this house, which was built probably around 30 years ago, the exterior wall, which is made out of 2x4s, is actually on 2-foot centers, which I've never seen before. Usually code calls for 16-inch on center. So we have bolstered it up a bit so we have less deflection and more support for the board. And you also have gone along and put more drywall screws in, because you know what, inevitably there's probably only 3 drywall screws holding that piece of drywall up. We've got some heavy tile going up. It doesn't hurt to do that. The other thing I just wanted to go over with you again is our water controller system, which is located on this side of the tub. The keywords that I'm looking for when I'm picking a product, again, depending on the budget of the job, of the bathroom renovation, is long-term functionality. I don't want any problems with the controller system. It should have, most of the ones or all of them on the market now are single cartridges that are easy to access should they need replacing. As you can see, we've used heavy-duty straps to hold this in place. You can pretty much swing a gorilla from there. It's not going to move. The pipes, as you can see, are fastened securely, so your clanging of the pipe problem is solved when you see that type of a setup. The same, this is where our spout location is going to be. I'm sure there's a lot of you out there that, you know, you can jiggle your spout around and it moves quite freely. With this kind of a setup, the way that I've installed it, you'd never have that problem. The diverter here, basically when this particular controller that we're using, this is the thermostatic control here, which controls the temperature, but the handle, when you turn this one on, it also controls the on-off volume, so it'll be a single handle application. As you're turning it on, the volume comes on at maximum output, and then as you turn more, that's how you actually adjust your temperature. When you do push the diverter, it turns the shower on. As you can see, the pipe there comes up, and what we install here is a water union on the outside of the finished tile, which will be right here, and that'll be the hose connection for the shower, which will loop around and be installed on the shower head itself, and the rail, which I've talked about before, but I'll actually show you. This shower rail is actually going to be mounted offset from the vertical line of the spout and the controllers, and what will be in line with it will be the shower head, not the pole, the shower head. What I've done here is tacked in loosely, but also put a whole lot of construction adhesive here, a couple pieces of 2x4. We'll follow that up with more construction adhesive before we put the aqua board in place. The reason I've installed that, do these come with mounting lags? Yes, absolutely, they do come with mounting lags. I've never seen a mounting lag that comes with these setups that come under my criteria for long-term functionality. So I always take the extra time and put a couple of pieces of 2x4 that also gives me some movement here as far as where I select to do my final mount on it. And then I've got a couple of 2.5-inch number 10 galvanized wood screws that actually are going to fasten this right through to the 2x4. So will it ever come loose? I doubt it. So that's the reason for that. Once again, I'm just going to, this board is ready to go on. So when I was talking about these guys being a little heavier, this one probably weighs about 35 pounds for a 3-foot by 5-foot board. But again, in this particular application, I do like using it because it cuts a lot easier. And we've got some heavy duty tile going on here as far as size. Got a nice square corner so you can go tight to the wall there. And we know our tub is level. So it's just going to sit perfectly like that, isn't it? We've already measured where the controller system is, so we've got a nice neat cutout. And again, because it's a thicker material and a denser material, when we do our cuts here, the edges are a lot more stronger. So again, it's the same process on this side. We know where our studs are. When we do fasten them, what we're going to be, the distance involved for the screws, ideally you want to see them every 6 inches. So that's it. It's shaping up really nicely, and we'll come back again because I'm going to talk about a little something extra I do with some waterproofing membrane. If you have any questions or you wanted to take a look at my website, there it is right there on the wall. And we'll see you later.